Hello again. You know, I've been contemplating all this stuff on the news about the border crisis. And SCOTUS made a ruling, the Supreme Court of the United States made a ruling that the federal guys could go down and cut the concertina wire and remove it from the rivers, Rio Grande, so that the illegals could enter the country. And Governor Abbott sent more concertina wire, I guess. And President Biden, he's all up into it and everything. Well, you know, Governor Abbott, I haven't found too many things wrong with the Supreme Court justices. Once in a while, over my lifetime, they've made a screwy ruling. I just couldn't see where it... Well, this one now they got... I can't see this one either. There's something wrong. The politicization of all these things, I guess, has gotten so bad that even the Supreme Court is into the politics. Because what I was thinking about, now, all them people flooding over the border into the United States are being shipped into these cities and everything. We have no idea who they are. Well, all the people that are supporting that are actually going against all accepted law in the world. Because borders are sacred. If you look, what is the idea of having visas? What is the idea of having all these papers? I forget what you call it. That thing that U.S. citizens go down to the post office and they get a picture taken and they get their goodie that they stamp when you leave the country or when you come back. I don't know. I've never used one. I was in the United States Navy and I had my government Navy ID card. Japan, Hong Kong, Mexico, and various other places. So, but what's the reason for all that? Lawful people obey the laws and do what the laws require. That's all there is to it. Of course, the United States now, I go out and drive my car and I go driving on the freeway, and around me, if I get on the freeway, the speed limit's 75 miles an hour. Well, there's people going 80. And it don't seem a highway patrolman will show up much unless there's one that's going 85. Now, you get down here in our streets in the town, 25 is the general for housing areas, you know that. 35 is on the business roads, and there's a couple where it's 40, but those are main type thoroughfares, and there's a couple of main streets where it's 30. So the speed limit is such. Now, nobody ever remembers that speed limit is the maximum speed. It goes back to the old physics, you know, you got a maximum and a minimum. Well, on the freeway, I don't think they do it anymore, but on the freeway, they used to have sign, speed limit, 60 miles an hour. Minimum speed, 45 miles an hour. See, that was the maximum and the minimum. Now they just got that speed limit sign that says 75. There's places I've driven it's 85, 80, 65, 60, 55. It all depends on where you are, what the road's like and everything. But people, it's a common thing. Well, I can go, if the speed limit's 45, they can go 53. If they get up to 55 and there's a cop around, they're probably going to get stopped, they figure. But they can push it 8 miles an hour. Well, that ain't right. You ain't supposed to go over that posted speed limit. See, even the police, they've accepted this. So nobody obeys the laws anymore. Now, that's the same thing with these borders, with having visas and, oh, what the devil, I can't remember this morning. It's too early in the morning. I can't remember what they call those. Passports. That's what it is. You go down and get your passport. Gotta have a passport. Well, in the United States, you gotta go in, they put them federal guys in the airports. You gotta go through there, you gotta take your shoes off, you gotta put all your metal stuff and that out of your pockets in that tray and put it through the machine so they can look at it and see it. If you got too big a thing of toothpaste or something, they'll take it away from you. Now, I don't see why anybody should obey all of that, the passport, anything else, or that stuff in the airports or anything, because the federal government is saying it's legal to come across the border into the country. Now, if that was right, if the federal government did what was the law, an accepted law, if they'd make a deal with Mexico, and they'd set up offices with Mexico across on the other side of the border to get these people's information, everything, and okay, you're applying for asylum, now what's the reason and all that. And then they put it on. Then, when it was accepted, they'd let them come across the border. Right? Now, we fought, let's see, there was World War I that old Wilson got us into. What was that for? Oh, wait a minute. That was them Prussians and that. They crossed the border into France and everything. That Alsace-Lorraine and all that stuff. Now, wait a minute. There was this World War II. Old Adolf Hitler and them German Nazis. They went. Well, they crossed the border into Poland and into this other country and everything. That was war. Well, they crossed the border and went into Russia. That was war. Gee, Japan. It busted out of that little island nation of theirs. They went into China. They went across the border. That was war. They invaded. Gee, now wait a minute. They went down Indochina, all that. Ooh, they got in the Solomons and the Philippines. That was war. Gee. And everything was about spies and espionage and all this other stuff. So it fought and fought and fought till everything was back, the borders were back in place and everything. What was the difference between that and what's going on with all of these people ordering, actually, all these illegal immigrants to cross the border and come in. Come on in. We'll send you up to such and such. You can go wherever you want to. We'll give you a court date to come. Oh, well, if you don't show up, we ain't going to hunt for you anyway. Well, you know, that invasion, if it was war, and some American backed the Nazis in their struggle to get out of the borders and go into the other places, why, that would have been a treason. Or, gee, isn't this treason? All these people aiding and abetting these illegals entering the country the way they do? Shouldn't they be vetted and given passports or visas or something outside of the country, and then permitted to come inside the country legally? Well, I wouldn't have any complaint with that if there was a little building and a place, a big hotel and whatever on the other side of the Mexican border where all the people that aren't U.S. citizens could come and give their information, oh, okay, we know now, we've verified who you are and everything, you can come in. It seems to me that that'd be the law, that'd be legal. Consider it. Consider what treason actually is. It's interesting. Have a good day. May God bless you.